We're James and Michelle, and we are building a 1,300 square foot Rammed Earth Geothermal Greenhouse.
In our last video, just to bring you up to date from where we were, what were we doing?
We were prepping our 24-foot Douglas fir beams that have been sitting here on the property for almost a year. So we were really excited to get that done.
So in order to prep the beams, just to do a quick follow-up on that, cut them to length with the 912 slope on them on the top and bottom, as well as routed in a groove for our LED lighting. And we did also the bird's mouth for to seat the beam on the beam behind me and on top of the wall above us.
So when we flew the beams, it took 2 days. So in the last video, we showed you how we put one up on, was it on either side?
No, I just did the one side.
Just the one side one, just to make sure that the measurements were correct and the little notches were sitting in properly on the Rammed Earth.
Bird's mouth.
The bird's mouth.
Little notches.
Little notches. They're big notches, actually. And then to prepare for the purlins, James did a bunch of about 2 days worth of sawing. What were those little things called that you sawed out?
Oh, like the dados for the purlins?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are dados for the purlins, which were pretty, very time consuming. So a total of 84 notches, around 4 inches wide by 2 inches deep.
Yeah. And you had to do the little
Yeah, so use the skill saw for that, where you cut multiple grooves and set the depth of the blade of the saw. Really good way to do it, actually. It's a lot easier than using a router.
Yeah, we ended up using the little what do you call them? Chips?
Yeah, cut-offs.
Cut-off chips.
Yeah.
And we used them to start our sauna in the morning, and they work really good.
Yeah, it gets hot.
Kindling. So those were put to waste. And then we had to do some touch-ups on our shoshugiban burning. And we do a lot of shoshugibaning around here because it's an amazing way to preserve the wood. And as you can see, we work with a lot of wood around here for our buildings. So we did some touch-ups on there. And then we got Old Blue. James was driving Old Blue. And we had his brother and his nephew running lines. Is that what it's called?
Tagline, kind of.
Taglining?
Yeah,
sort of?
we didn't really, because we lifted the beams off balance.
Would it be easier if I put this on a tripod and did that part for you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You get all dirty.
Yeah, I don't mind. What are you gonna do?
Just gonna let this check the balance.
Stop.
And then we're gonna start putting them in up on the greenhouse. Bang, 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 bang. You ready? You ready? We gotta get Fisher to help us a little bit, I think. So,
You're gonna start from the left or the right? The left over?
like you're reading a book. So you don't really have to do much. It's not very heavy, right? So grab the end. Okay. So how long's 4 feet?
Right.
This is 4 feet. Okay. So that from that one, we're gonna come over this way 4 feet.
There's gonna be a beam every 4 feet.
Okay.
So we're gonna get over there and get close. I think I might want to come in. I'm gonna try coming in from this way. But your dad's gonna be up on the top.
All right.
So
Okay.
I'll stay on the bottom with you for the first couple,
Yeah,
I'll help you show you what to do,
You can probably
and
see
then I'll
it.
just run up top.
You can probably see it. It's going to be a little bit up and down and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Go, man. You ready?
Sure. Yeah, guys, move forward.
Yeah, he's holding there. Keep it above that wheel in the back. Don't let James drive you over. He's crazy. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So you could direct it by one end, which helped it get the high point up and the low point down.
And it took a couple hours to get all 10 beams up.
Yeah, we had the two end ones up one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we put the first two end beams up on a Friday, and then we had beautiful weather on the Saturday for flying the beams.
Yeah, and we got them all up into place. And let me tell you, we'll try to show you with droning and with our camera, just sort of what would you call this?
With the beams up, it really defines the overall size of the greenhouse as well as just the roof line, how it's going to be.
The shape,
shaped.
how tall it is in here, how much room there's going to be to grow stuff inside the greenhouse, which is where we're standing right now. Yeah, it's quite,
We're excited.
yeah, it's very cool. And we've been waiting a really long time for these beams. They've been sitting on our property for 9 months, wrapped in tarps, and it's just so nice to have them up and tarps down.
We did it! Sorta? Partly?
While the boys are getting the beams up, I am starting my hardening off process for my outdoor plants, my garden, the stuff that's going to go in the outdoor garden. So I've got my marigolds, tomatoes, peppers. I've already done my herbs. So I've been bringing out my herbs for the last 3 days. They are going to go here in the greenhouse. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do a little culinary herb garden bed in here. But I really want to get my stuff out into the outdoor garden and get them growing so that I can have some amazing yields this year. Today is the day we're going to start hardening off, like I said, peppers and tomatoes, some more flowers, and then I'll be planting those into the garden. Hopefully, weather permitting, it looks okay within the next week or so. And what I usually do is I'll take one pepper and one tomato plant, and after they've hardened off for a couple of days, and I'll leave them like one and one outside overnight on, say, a 5 degrees Celsius night, just to see how they do. They kind of just take one for the team. And if they're all good, those two make it, then the rest are good to go. And then I plant everything out in the garden. Oh, I got to bring my cauliflower and broccoli out too.
You try to burn me down, but my spirit just refines like a phoenix from the ash. Find my strength from within. I am stronger than before. I know. Let it go.
wanted to show you these pretty blooms because they're going to be gone probably by tomorrow or the next day. These are Saskatoon berry bushes and they are in bloom, which is what they do right before they bear fruit, which are these little tiny berries. I think they're called something else, but we call them Saskatoon berries. I make an amazing compote and jam with them. They are super, super good for you. Really good for digestion. They've got tons of vitamin C and all kinds of awesome vitamins in them for you. Anyway, the whole property is filled with the Saskatoon berry bushes, and the petals on them are super delicate. So as soon as there's any sort of rain or wind, they fall off. So they're usually pretty short-lived depending on the weather. But the chicken coop looks amazing. There's a little Saskatoon berry tree in there. The chickens love eating the petals and they love eating the berries. I just absolutely love it, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And I'm going to take you inside the coop right now, and we have our maternity ward with the 3 mamas and the 5, 6, 9 babies I think we have over there, and our new rooster, our young rooster, Chuck and Willie, the gray guy. He was only born in the fall. He has taken it upon himself to be with the moms all day, every day in the maternity ward. And he's been taking care of the babies with the moms and being very protective of the moms. Has no business mating with the moms. I'm pretty sure they told him that was a no-go. But I want to show you how cute he is and his newfound lease on life. Okay. So we got to get these Ginger and her babies over to the maternity ward, which is on the other side of that fence there. They have the whole run that's all treed and super safe for the babies. It's really cute. This is what we used last year and it worked really, really well. So then I can keep the gate open for the other chickens to come into the regular run. Okay, so there's the proud papa, I guess. It's just too funny. He has found his entire lease on life following around the moms with the babies. He especially likes Wendy there because the 2 older ones. He does not like me filming him. He's so protective of them. Like I said, he doesn't try to mate with them or anything. The babies trust him and they eat together. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen a rooster do, I think.
So we're very excited with the progress that we've achieved in the last week, and we've had immense amounts of rain. In our next video, we are hoping to have all the polycarbonate on.
The purlins, then
Well,
the polycarbonate.
And we also got to do the bits of end fascia, which we're going to have to mill some stuff for that.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to do a live edge bottom on that, so it'll kind of match with the sauna. But yeah, lots of progress, and we want to get this greenhouse covered up, because I did promise Michelle she could plant in here, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I was going to say something, but it's May 20th today. This video is going out in 2 days. And James, if you missed it, James promised me that I would be planting in this greenhouse at the end of May.
But you know me.
I know that he is the eternal optimist, like almost to a fault.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's okay. Yeah, I am okay with that because I have so much other gardening to do. And I will be showing you guys. I have my glass greenhouse almost completely planted, and I'm beginning to plant in my outside garden. So it's not like I don't have work to do.
We're eating spinach and lettuce already, which is...
And herbs.
Yes.
From the
very good.
greenhouse. Yeah. So I'll be showing you guys that more in the next video. And Yeah.
Stay tuned. Hope you like what you've seen, and
We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.